Forget Elon Musk. Forget Jeff Bezos. Long before billionaires built rockets, there lived a man whose fortune dwarfed them all. 700 years ago, an African emperor sat on a golden throne in the heart of the Sahara. His name was Mansa Musa, ruler of the Mali Empire. His wealth was so unimaginable that when he journeyed across the desert to Mecca, his generosity disrupted entire economies. Historians say that in Cairo, gold became so cheap that its value collapsed for more than a decade. This is the story of the richest man in history, the emperor whose pilgrimage reshaped Africa, dazzled the world, and still leaves us wondering, what does it truly mean to be rich? Musa was born around 1280 into a world of trade, empire, and gold. Mali was already a giant, stretching across West Africa with fertile rivers, bustling markets, and rich mines. In 1312, Musa came to power under unusual circumstances. His predecessor, Abu Bakr II, had launched a bold expedition into the Atlantic, determined to discover what lay beyond the horizon. He never returned. And so, Musa inherited the throne. What he inherited was no ordinary kingdom. Mali controlled nearly half of the world's known gold supply. Mines at Bambouk, Bour, and Gao fed the empire's coffers. Caravans laden with salt and ivory moved through the Sahara, exchanging goods with North Africa, Arabia, and beyond. But Musa was more than a caretaker of wealth. He was a leader who understood how to wield it, not just for power, but for glory. In 1324, Musa set out on the journey that would define his reign, the pilgrimage to Mecca, known as the Hajj. But this was no humble voyage. Musa's caravan stunned the medieval world. Accounts describe 60,000 men marching in formation, soldiers, officials, slaves, and heralds. At the heart of the procession were 80 camels, each loaded with over 300 pounds of pure gold. It was a spectacle of wealth the world had never seen. When Musa arrived in Cairo, Egypt's bustling markets had never experienced anything like it. The emperor spent freely, gifting gold to the poor, buying lavish goods, and showering the city with his generosity. But his kindness came at a cost. Musa released so much gold into circulation that its value plummeted. For over 12 years, Egypt's economy suffered from inflation. Musa had, quite literally, made gold too common. This wasn't just a journey, it was a display of power, an international press release. News of Musa's wealth spread across the Mediterranean, reaching Europe. Within decades, the 1375 Catalan Atlas depicted him as a majestic black king holding a golden orb, proof of Africa's global prestige. But Musa's story is not just about wealth. His pilgrimage wasn't only a spending spree, it was an investment. On his return, Musa brought back architects, scholars, and books from across the Islamic world. He commissioned mosques and schools. The most famous, the Jingareber Mosque of Timbuktu, still stands today. Under Musa, Timbuktu became more than a city. It became a beacon of knowledge. The Sankore University housed tens of thousands of manuscripts: astronomy, medicine, mathematics, law, philosophy. Timbuktu was the Google of the medieval world, a hub where scholars debated ideas and preserved knowledge. Musa transformed Mali into more than a land of gold. It became a land of wisdom. So just how rich was Mansa Musa? Modern historians estimate his fortune at the equivalent of 400 billion US dollars, though some argue it was far beyond calculation. Unlike modern billionaires who measure wealth in stocks and assets, Musa controlled the very source of money itself, gold. Compared to Musa, John D. Rockefeller, the richest American in history, seems modest. Even today's tech titans, Bezos, Musk, Gates, fall short. But Musa's story reminds us, true wealth is not measured in gold alone. It is measured in the power to shape economies, build cities, and leave legacies that endure for centuries. Mansa Musa's pilgrimage left ripples across continents. He dazzled Cairo, humbled Mecca, inspired Europe, and transformed Timbuktu into a city of knowledge. He was not just the richest man in history. He was a leader whose vision combined faith, power, and learning. And so his story endures, not simply as a tale of gold and glory, but as a reminder that Africa has always stood at the heart of world history. One king's fortune shook economies. One king's wisdom built a city of scholars, and one king's journey still echoes across time. Fade to black. Closing text. Echoes of Africa. Rediscover the stories that shaped the world.